So let me connect back to the screen and continue. So thank you for your patience. So we stop again at Lee. So when you have Lee, which is to see, but you want to say I see, you can't say Lee with it has to be Ndi because that N is going to change to an L sound. So that's why we are having L changing to D. And this one, look at it very well. There are two words. So only a D is added. Even though sometimes we usually have D like this. Usually we can also have something like this. D, but it means something else. But if you just say D, it just means I see. D probably with which I see or with which I saw or something. And then we also have this one word. If you are making it plural, you have to add an nd in place of l. So instead of lien, you are having ndien. That's one word, but this is two words. You are having only ad added. This is the same thing for letter w. You are having way. Way is to skin a goat. For example, when a goat is slaughtered, and then they remove the skin to make drums with it. So that process is called weighing in Tyap. Weigh can also mean uh, to explain or to describe something. Learn here means reach. Learn means knowledge. Learn means to know. Learn means anger also. So li means to see. Li can also mean dowry. That's what is paid by a man to marry a woman. And then li can also mean also mean one other thing. Right? And then we also have one. One is to cook, but then when you want to say I cook, you can't say unwan chegavana. Chegavana. That's I cooked rice. You can't say unwan, but you have to say unkwan because it is a W that's following the N. So you have to add a G. That's two words now. Maybe it's the same word. You don't just add a G. You don't just say way. You have to say way. That's the way the language is. So you can see this very situation. Ng is added, but here G is added because this is the same word. This is two words. And then you also have letter Y. You to push. If you want to use it as one word, but good pushing continuous. That is good instead of inut. There's a G, Y, and then UUT. And then you have iya. You can't say iya. You have to say nkia. You have to add a G to the Y. Nkia. But for you, probably you can be able to say iya, maybe. But for Tyap, you have to say nkia because it's a Y that's following the N. So whenever we have a Y or a G, I mean a Y or a W or maybe an L, then you have to make changes. So whenever we are writing the language or we are speaking the language, we should always be mindful of these very changes. And sometimes a layman will not be able to explain the changes, but for us who are here, we are more exposed now. We have more understanding than people who are just living speaking the language. We now know that yes, there are some certain words that have to switch. So how comes a native speaker never experiences difficulties in using the correct patterns of language when speaking it? Well, it just appears that nature just implanted us with certain codes. Well, if you say nature actually, who is the nature itself? That's God Himself who created the world. So He Himself is nature. So unknowingly, you as a native speaker, you just say it, and if somebody says why is it like that, why you doing like this, well, I don't know, because that's just the way you were born speaking the language. Just know it automatically. So now, what do you understand by the word phonology? All we have done thus far is phonology. So I will need somebody to unmute and then tell us what is meant by phonology. So what do you understand by the word phonology? Just according to your own understanding. You don't have to like, let me just take a shot. You don't have to be like very bookish about the whole thing. Just because your own understanding, what do you mean? What is meant by phonology? Or let me pick out somebody who would answer us. Sankwai, what is meant by phonology according to your own understanding? Sankwai, are you with us? Are you on mute? Okay, so maybe if Sankwai is not close by, Zichat, what is phonology? Your own understanding, what is phonology? So I don't know. Maybe Sankwai is back. So
Uh,
Sankwai, what is
ph-
phonology?
Phonology is a study of the system.
Okay. Sankwai, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Your phone number. Okay, so Otoli Ben, Biangu,
Phonology is a study of sounds in a particular language.
okay. So you got both. So phonology is just as simple as that. The grammar is just like somehow because it's not English actually, it's a Greek word. So it sounds very foreign, but for the Greek people, when you just say phonology, that one is just their language, so they understand it very well. So just imagine if these words have been translated to their language. That makes studies very interesting. That's the reason why they say it's good that our schools should be taught in our own languages so that we'll be able to understand all this grammar that they are just making it difficult for people to understand. By the time you translate phonology to Tiap, you can just have a word like maybe miam, miam yay or something. So when you have it in Tiap, it sounds very easy. Whether miam yay, miam yay, swangal yat, if you don't want to make it so long. Well, that's that. So thank you for saving Sampa, even though he was trying to speak, but then maybe his network or something. So we are done with phonology as we understand it, and then we have another one again. This is the Tyap orthography. Now, what is the orthography? The orthography is the writing system of a language. From the last class or the last two classes, we have explained that the orthography, these are the basic rules for writing anything in a language. Now, you will recall that the sounds that we speak today are not visible. We can only hear them in speaking. And then to write these sounds, we have to represent them with symbols. Now, this enables the development of an orthography. Once you have done the study of the sounds of a language, then you begin to imagine what symbol is more suitable to represent this. If you say cha, for example, what do you think? Which symbol do you think is more appropriate to represent the sound cha? Then somebody will say, okay, let's use letter C for our language. Some people will say, okay, let's use letter CH for our language, the digraph CH for our language. But some people will say, no, let's use S to represent the cha sound. Like the Turkish example that I gave us in the first class. In the Turkish language, when you write letter C, you pronounce la letter J. For example, Jamal, for example, they are word for camel. Jamal is written Camal. But when you look at it using the English phonology, you say Kamal. And then in the Tiap orthography, you call it Chamal. And maybe change the L at the end to T, so you call Chamal. So that's an entire thing, something different entirely. So every language have they have the symbols that they choose to represent every sound that they have. Now we are going to look at the vowel sounds one after the other and examples of words that are underneath them. So in Tyap language, we call the word vowel a tentai, and then the plural form is aya tentai. Well, excuse me pronunciation, but we add aya to the tentai to make it the plural form of it. So I think this is an error here. So in Tyap language, we have the short basic vowel sounds, and there are about seven of them. We have a, e, I, u, o, u. A, e, I, o, u. Under a, we have words like bat, lat, tan, san, tak, and then under we have but. You can see that there's a difference between this one and this one. This one that doesn't have anything beneath is just bat, a, but this one that has an undersign and underscore diacritic here, it is pronounced uh. So we have but, bat, but, but, but. This is lack. This is guam, uh, a, uh, a. When you have an underscore, it becomes when you don't have anything at all, it is guam. Then you have and then you have
Ellen,
l. This is this is so this is what learn,
Ellen, Ellen,
learn. Okay, learn. Okay, so we have
Ellen,
an learn. So so this is and then learn, learn, learn. Tonation is changing, but just take note of the sound. L, mm, learn, learn, and then this is f, a, nga, ng is nga. So this is fang, fang, just like you have bang, no, just like you have king, king, nga, and then we have f, a, nga, f, a, nga, fang, and then right here we have f, n. So we have a fun, not a fan. This is not a fan, but a fun, fun. This is not a fan, but a fun. And luckily enough, just because we don't speak good English in Nigeria, but in the other English, they pronounce the word about, about, about. So in English, this is an sound with an underscore. If you have to spell it the Tyap way. So this is about, about. And if you want to spell about as a Tyap person, or you are spelling it in the Tyap orthography, you are going to have something like this: about, about. So this is the sound. This is a. This is a. Just know that English language doesn't mark their own below. So most English words, when you just call this one like this without an underscore, it's just a. Even though you have different ones, but just take note that this is a, that this is in Tia. And then we have the A sound, and under this A we have yet, we have jet, we have akabe. Akabe is like a bet or a covenant or so, and then we have gen, which is time, and then we have may, which is like even, if, or even, uh, something like that, even, I don't know how to explain it, but then we have the E sound. We have examples like lip, to ask, bien, land, lien, darkness, nyin, you, li, to see. Bat is wall, lak is to refuse, tan is to pay, san is to buy, tak is leg, but is many or much, ogwam is king, ellen is pot, a fan, a fan is a stone, and then a fun is fish, and then yet is to be or something that's good, and then jet is cricket, and then a kebe is like a pet, gen is time, and then may, even, 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 and then we have live, to ask, a bien, land or country or state, and then lien, darkness or to lack something, and then yin is you, plural, and then li is to see, and then we have the sound, lum, lum is tail, tin is to remove or to delete something, and then nzit, us, and then z is we. So this is subject, this is object, and then object, object or object. This is a woman or wife or, right? And then we have o, o, rather o. We have, because we have the short one and then we have the long one. So we have a, we have we have a, we have e, we have and then now we have o. This is long, fire or light, and then we have tongue, which is honey, and then we have jojot. Jojot is like watery or so, and then we have a tongue, which is dustbin, and then we have a dung, which is the water pot we used to put water to cool it down, which is our native refrigerator. And then we have the o sound, lung, to dig, boom, cap, dudung, mortar, lu, to crumble or to play hide and seek, and then ogun is hump, like that one of a cow. So we have the short monotone sounds of Tyap. English has all of these sounds, but in different words. You may not be able to differentiate between this one and this one until, well, you study language very well. And then we have the long vowel sounds. It's just to make it longer. They make the former one longer. We have ah, we have lad, which is like to dream, and then we have bad, maybe to hit your leg or to shake your leg or to, is it your leg or to talk. Yeah, it has different meanings. And then we have not, going, we have fat, to slaughter, we have the tat, to discover something, like Mungo Park discovered uh, River Niger. And then we have ơi or ơi. Well, this one can be another form of saying no, and it can also mean like a response that women respond when they are called. And then we have but, that's like to bring something down from the head. Am I correct with this but, to bring something down from the head?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
that's it.
so that's to offload. And then we have kai. Kai is another way of saying kai. That's no. And then we have hey. Hey, it's just an exclamation. Hey, 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 hey. And then we have cut, cut, anyawa. Like somebody is lying now. Cut, or maybe something like that is also, it can also be an exclamation. And then we have need, like from, and then we have jejet, something that is tough. Jejet. This is a. Then we have bait, like to paste something. Termite, uh, termite, like to stick something to another thing. And then we have collate. To, this one can be, is it this collate and uh, collate and to let you know. Boom. So this one,
So
ah,
Kuledang,
okay,
okay.
collate and
I said Kuledang is for example, if I say Kuledang, I say Kwet,
cut.
so which means that yeah, Kwet,
Then
which
you
means
stone
that
the person.
try me, something like that.
Okay. So it's a word that's used to a tie in. Hmm.
It's like so say try me,
Okay.
all
So
right?
collate and
And that person, I try
cut.
you.
Okay. So it's just like a kind of play that children used to play. Collate down, quiet, then somebody will now execute the task. So that is that long e. These are the examples of words that are found right here. And then we have the long e sound. We have p, like somebody to lose something, and then c, like then a c Dubai. He then came afterwards. Then we have E. This is response to yes. This is yes. And then we have fee. Talk. Fee. What have you are a fee? Like a sound.
That feed is another way of losing.
Okay, it's like losing like Pete.
Yes, kat a feed, yang ina nyungan a feed.
Okay, a fee. Okay, then this one is just tea. Tea that we know. You drink tea and milk. And then we have O. This is like do to rise or to stand up. And then we have fo. Fo is our own way of saying well done or greetings, or hi or hello. That's fo. And then we have ko to pour. And then we have jojo. So what's the difference between jojo and there's another one that's okay? It's the same jojo. Okay, sorry. So this one is something that is watery, right? And then this one is
Yes,
low. Ah,
have we have jojot and jojot
okay. So what's the difference between Jojot, only one O, and then Jojot?
is like a variant. So
Okay,
yes, a katuli jojot, a
Jojot.
wali like
Okay, but
over
then when you are not talking too much, long, 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 long talk, that's Jojot. Can you?
yes, abia jojot yeah.
Okay, so this one is when you are extending something. Jojot is just becoming too long, longish. So that's Jojot. Can you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so then we have low. This one is just to like suffer with pain or sickness or something. Or low mankian, struggling with something, to be struggling intensively. And you have liu to write and then often food. This one is like shaft. And then we have boo. This one is a type of an antelope. And then we have ku. That's like a cave or so. And then we have
So
mu.
boo is boo.
Boo.
That is boo. Then we
Boo.
have another many, but name of boo. But that one have a
Mabu.
G.
Okay,
Yeah, but name of boo.
Mabu.
Yes,
Mabu. So
yes.
so this one is the
But
one for antelope. Can you?
so boo.
Boo. Okay,
Yes.
so you all pardon my pronunciation. So that's why we have you all here. So we also have the moo, which is like the cry of a cow. And then we have the diphthongs. The diphthongs, you can see that the long monophthongs are having to do with the same letter that is being repeated. This is this is this is a, this is e, this is o, this is o. But then in the case of the diphthong, you combine one monophthong with another monophthong. So that's why we're having a and e. We're having by. So this is I, this is a, this is O, this is air or ear or air. This is a, and then this is oi. And examples under I helpful. And then the examples under I, we have buy, come, we have kai to follow, fi new, can buy, which is a name of a person, and then we have pai, which is the sole, I mean the foot of the leg, and then we have pai, which is like to pluck something from the tree or something, and then we have way to skin or to explain, to describe, and then kate. Kate is like maybe or perhaps, and then kasai, well, I don't care. And then we have kande, which is just another way of saying nde. It's okay, it's okay. And then we have o, which is ko. An example is ko, which is to divide. And then we have low, to be plenty or it's too much. And then we have atosa, which is outside. We have go, maybe you hit your leg or something. And then we have Joe. Joe can mean like to excel or maybe to arrange something to look good also. And then we have the air diphthong. Example, we have bear, like to help. We have nyang, to wed or to marry or marriage. And then we have teak, like to open up, like a vocal teak. Um, uh, like maybe the sun has come up or something.
Have as for example, I can ask you to carry that wrapper. Yeah, will
Uh,
attire
to, to
and
spread it out.
yeah, it's another way of saying the day is.
Okay, so so this one, and many of these words, they actually have more than one meaning. So you can see a particular word, it doesn't only mean one thing. Kau can mean to divide something, kau can mean to share something, kau can mean, in fact there are many. And then tiag, well, can mean to spread something under the sun or maybe to open up. Just it has to be with the idea of opening up. And then we have beak, like to bend. And then we have elayang, which is like this year elayang, is it elayang? And then we have the a diphthong. Examples, we have tway, shui, to, year. This is t. And then we have wu, tu, tui, tui. Some people will write twei, wrong. So this is tui, tyw, tui. And then we have tie, putting, gay, crossing, gay. This one is a continuous tense of a particular word. What does gay mean in Tiap?
Uh, Gay is like alien ng punya book. So for
Okay,
to
so
assume
like,
in a way of like ana nikat aje for to I don't know how to put it in English.
okay, okay. So when
Okay.
something is flaking,
Now
can it?
for example nam bad mun yang one. Dok nyo
Yes,
ishim
that's yes, yes.
so ku jam or the pen start
Okay, good game.
ku
Okay, so game is flaking when something is a smooth surface, but then the smooth surface now begins to peel off, or maybe you bought a new motorcycle, and then the seat now begins to, it begins to, peel off. So that's gay, can you? And then this is shay. Shay means to shift something. So we have shay without the y, which is announcing something or publishing something, and then we have here with the y, which is uh, shifting or to shift, and then we have oil, the last of the diphthongs right here. We have foil, that is spoiling something or uh, maybe insulting somebody continuously, more than talk now. And then we have a boy. Well, this one is a kind of a religion, the olden days. And then we have okoi, okoi. What does okoi mean in here?
rainy season.
Okay, so this is rainy season. So this is actually the season that we are in right now. And then koi means vomiting or maybe roasting or maybe uh, talk. many meanings. And then we have boy. Boy is like maybe fetching, or maybe you are creating something new, stuff like that. Boy can, uh, and then maybe boy can, you are creating stories, or maybe you are discussing stories, stuff like that. Boy. So those are the vowel sounds that we have. So in English, they will tell you that English has about 44 letters of the alphabet, or 44 sounds, but among those 44, you have like 24 vowel sounds. In Tiap, we have about seven basic vowel sounds, but then all our basics, our consonant sound, they are more than this very seven. We have plus this long one, and then plus this diphthong. So altogether, you see that they are about 6 plus 6 plus 6, making about 18. So we have about 18 vowel sounds. These are the ones that we have discovered currently, and we are still discovering. Remember that Tiab language is still very young in terms of written history. So we are still discovering others. So tomorrow you may discover that we have more than this very number. Don't be confused. So we have consonants also. So we have B. An example under the B sound, we have bang. Bang, what? Bang, you can, it means to grope, or it can also mean is it curse or something, or to swear. Okay, that's bang. Okay, okay. So abang bang, maybe you are groping, and then we have bang to hold something, and then we have book book. I don't know whether it's to disappear, or maybe dust or something. And then we have bed bug, and then we have a bone, which is something that is unripe, or maybe something that is undone, uncooked. And then we have the chas sound. Here we have a chayan, which is basket. We have chuk, which is chair. We have ochonchon, which can mean mermaid, or maybe uh, rainbow. And we have chet, which is strength. And then we have chenchang, something that is very cold, chilly. You just took it from the refrigerator, chenchang. And then we have the d sound. Under here we have the sound, or the word like dudung, which is like a mortar that you use for pounding. And then we have didang. Didang is your appetite, you know, appetite. And then we have don dong. Don dong is like, I mean, don dong rather, not dun dong. Don dong means on fire, or on the fire. We have day. It can be day. It can be day. It means small. And then we have D to C. And then we have the fourth sound. And under four, we have a fan. A fan is a mountain, not a fan. If you have a G, it means a stone. But when we don't have a G, it is a mountain. And then we have fan. Fan is to read or to count. And then we have often fan, which is blindness. And then we have fufu. Fufu is your ear. And then we have fade. Fade can mean something that is flat, something that is like paper down there is, and then we have the g sound. We have ogum, which is like the hump. And then we have gak, like boundary or limit. And then we have gig is like doing something, like emergency, or you are being so in a hurry with it. And then we have gan, or gan, well, gan, different pronunciation. And so this one is like a habit, or maybe your character or something. And then, well, I don't know, Gwakab, you want to say something, or someone want to say
Yes,
something here?
young
Okay,
and gun with double N.
gun.
A young gun
Okay,
with one N.
gun. Okay, with one N.
Gun.
So if it is only one N ahead, so if it's only one N here, and then capital letter G, it's a name of a place in Abinatiab, which is the village of Gan. And then we have gurung to bend, you know, when something bends. And then we have the ha sound. And this ha sound, we have words like who, the word the, who. We have about six THEs in Tiap language, and this is just one of them. Who, like Kyang who, the thing, or Fungon Yang who, the young girl, and so on and so forth. And then we have ha. Ha is, it can be an exclamation. And then we have hi. Hi is also like an exclamation. We have hey. Hey is also an exclamation. And then we have ba. Ba is the negation, not. na by ba. So some people they will write it without this H. Well, it is good that we always have the H to mean uh, negation, not because if you have only ba, it do not mean the THA, the plural form, like anyet ba, a new ba, that ba. But when you have a H, it means not, na by ba. Okay, and then we have the ja sound. Under the ja sound we have jet, which is cricket. We have jat, which is purpose or reason, and you have jot jot. This one is something that's watery. And then we have junjok. Junjok is being. And then we have jip. Jip can mean to throw away something. Jip can also mean jip can mean this quail or something. And then we have other meanings as well. And then we have the k sound. Under the k sound, we have examples like k. K means if. It can be k with a underscore. It can be k with I underscore. And then we have kai. It's still the k sound that we are dealing with. Kai means no. We have cold. Cold is to pour something. And then we have kun. Is it kun or kun?
Kun kun
Kun. What does
it
it
means
mean in Tiap?
kun to like to fall now and wound, or someone use a knife and cut you, a knife to cut you. So kun
Okay, then you shout. Okay, okay. So that one, that cut now is kun.
kun yes,
Okay, but then when you have only one end, that will be to shout. Kun. Penny.
that is kun, that is kun yes.
Okay, that's kun. Okay, then we have k. K is or. K is also like I don't know whether it has an English equivalent. And I ngwake ngwake ngwana. I don't know how, well, it's kind of is it in Tiap. So this one has different meanings actually, but that's the k sound. And then we have the la sound. We have long, which is fire. We have lang, which is lying. And then we have look, which is to drive or to paddle a canoe. And then we have lay. What does lay mean in Tiap?
Lay is a kind of
Lay.
flying. For example, yes, for example, the manchita kasi kaya
Yeah.
saya kan akun. Asli ko chura lay. Ano na
Lay.
yes, kanina lay.
Okay.
For
Malay.
example,
So it's just a way of.
yes. Tatangwa niya
Okay.
lay.
Okay, Malay. So this lay now is just a description of the pattern in which is swiftly or something like that. Swift, stuff like that. And then we have li to see or other meanings as well. Then we have the m sound. So the m sound we have examples like mung, which is with or and then we have mang. So we can hear the difference between mung and mang. Mang doesn't have an underscore, and mang is like shooting something. You are continuously shooting an arrow or shooting a gun or something. That's mang. But when you say mang, that's and then we have mop to grab something, and then we have temate like to clinch to something or to hold something together, and then we have a map, which is like a grass cutter. Can you? And then
Correct.
as Kure, okay, this is a map.
A
Okay,
map
so
is, is
okay, so a map is a grass cutter in Tiap. And then under the n sound, we have a nu or a nu. A nu in Tiap is mouth, and then we have nang. Nang has many meanings, but one of the meanings is that, or it can also be like. And then we have need from, and then we have nini. Nini is how, and then we have knock. Knock can be building, knock can mean to build, uh, and so on and so forth. And then we have the p sound, and under the p sound we have words like boom. This one is just a descriptive word. And then we have p to lose, and then we have pa. This one is also like a descriptive of how something is pouring or falling or walking or moving or something like that. And then we have pupui. Pupui. What does pupui mean? Yeah,
pupui. For example,
pupui.
ka
Yeah,
shi alin
yeah.
ka jam. kana ko ya kuma ka put mo ka kana woman kyo please ya ma put
Okay. Okay.
yes
So something is shooting out. Okay. So like
especially yam and
okay. So
cocoyam and
okay. So that pupui is like what now in English if you had to describe it in English?
like kind of and kyo kalina
Yes. The network is cut. So maybe when you carry a cocoyam and then you just grab the skin and then you just push it like this and then it came out like this. Is that the word pupui?
the one that we are
Okay,
following wrong.
not really.
Okay.
You know, we
Okay.
have what I am, for example,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
have that one for pounded yam.
Yes.
So the one for pounded yam, if you open it, you discover
Yeah.
how will I say the words now? The difference.
That's it.
At least that one is
Okay.
more yes. So that one is what is referred to as people.
Pui. So it's looking kind of like let's say like saliva like that.
Not
And
really saliva. No, not what I am now. I'm giving an example. We
another
have what I am, and we have the one for
Okay.
pounded yam.
Okay.
Two
It, it,
different yam.
yeah, would just be like powder like that. It just,
Okay.
Yes.
it, yeah.
Okay. So if it's mushy,
Mhm.
okay. So if it is mushy, then it is pupui. So
Mhm.
I believe that some of us who are also listening, hearing this word for the very first time, they would have also grabbed a new word and added to their vocabulary. And then we have pampang. Pampang is that kind of thing that when you say that boy is, in fact, is too pampunctious, like like the, like very useless. You carry wee wee today, tomorrow you go and drink beer, next tomorrow, the guy doesn't even have a use at all, apart from spending money at a beer parlor and doing this, doing that. In fact, there's no, that's just pampanga. So that's just uselessness. And then we have the ra sound, which is having examples like kurum, and then we have kurum is money. I'm sure even somebody who doesn't know Tia, you have an idea about what this one means. And kurum can also mean like to crum or to fall down or something, like to crumble. Can you?
nama yun kurum buwan
Uh, uh,
it's like you are falling is it foolishness or
like
something like that.
okay, so it has different meanings also. So it's like magi now. If it is you are breaking it, is it also kurum?
No,
Okay,
it
so
gives
that one is lu.
money or another is like kind of any big kurum buwan is like a degree of one again
That's very rich in foolishness.
foolishness. Like,
Okay. Okay, so it's a senior man in foolishness. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that is the concrete
comrade,
foolishness.
like the one that will carry left shoe and wear in the right leg. Huh?
Exactly.
So and then we have front. This one is not firing. Oh. This one is front, and front means chest, and front can also mean like anger, can it? Like boiling.
yes, a kind of promotion.
Okay, and okay. Then what about burn?
Kurungum too is like
What about burn?
yes, can also mean a kind of determine someone. As a tip,
Okay.
kurung tamim, for example, chidin takungkup nyak maninika. Was Indiane, Mabara, Jiangson Kurunang, like Jamun do ni Jiangson Wala. So Kurunang in that context. Yogani Jiangman, ini kan yang ingin using one Mangwana using Jiangson Jonga. ana bukan tambah aci ala pinya kan kurungwa.
Okay, is
I
it
don't.
just like to give out?
Yes, you give out, but which is not
So
even
can
supposed
putting
to give the person because that thing is
okay.
more than it's more than you and it's more than that person. Kupat swap
Okay.
aci yet ana babanya kurungu mubat.
So for example, now if you have one TV in the house and then you carry the TV and dash somebody, meanwhile you know you can't afford the TV, so bring out okay.
Yes, as a TV onyo kukwa TV wa okukwa kwa ni rudi tangane ba.
Yeah.
Ngwana aci ana babanya aci
Okay. Oh, go. So this the most important thing here is this r sound here. Purung, purung. And then we have r. So different translation or different description, but one of the description is that by the time you carry something and then it enters something else with ease, so that's r. And then you have dirham. Dirham has many meanings, and one of those meanings are maybe you are meddlesome, you like something no concern you, you just carry yourself to mouth. Can you?
durum ka.
And
So mina
then we have okay. It
durum
also means
kana say
dirham. It also means
durum
yes,
yo
yes.
pani ya ba bu ka za ko la ka taya. Ai su sama ta ka yi su yo to so ba durum wa.
Okay.
Yes.
So like to hit something down or something.
Yes, sliding down, but you sit on top something, maybe a kurum
Okay.
or type, something like that.
Okay. Okay. So it's to push something down inside somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so good. So then we have the next sound, the s sound. Under the s sound, we have s, that is then, or it can also mean off. It has different meanings. And then we have susot. Susot is the plural form of sort, which is group or groups. Like when you see a mango, they gather many of them like this in one place on the tree. That's sort, jung, one group. And then when you have one group here, another group there, another group, those are susot. And then also when you have one, what the Hausa call angwa, for example, this angwa, that's sort. And then when there are plenty and what short and then we have sangbub is like end, an end of something. And then we also have a sok means blood, and then we have sasat, which is bitter. So these are some of the ones that we have. Then we have the sound. Under the third sound we have words like a tongue. A tongue is a thief. And then we have tongue, which is honey. And then we have a tongue, which is meeting. We have tum, like you carry a child and then you pour the thing very well so that the child will drink it by force. At tumgua. And then we have tete can you?
Tate,
So tete
we
ah
have tate, but it's a variant. Tete,
tate.
wakayong
Okay, so tate is
yes, like a new baby. Person
so when
starts
the
shit,
child is lying down peacefully like that.
it's
Oh,
not lying down.
okay.
Like a
So
child,
your network is breaking seriously.
If you are trying to make like those students that are learning how to stand to stand on their feet.
Okay.
Yes, you say start to the picking, then you see the picking trying to stand.
Okay. So something to stand straight.
yes, that one.
Yes,
But,
yes.
Okay.
To a small picking that is just growing up, that is just learning how to stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When the child is still trying to stand, then you are trying to stand him straight. Okay, okay. So it's quite. And then we have the v sound. We have words like van to get tired, and then we have veyan, which is tiredness entirely, or tiring or something, continuous tense. And then we have vovat. Vovat is just doing things with so much, vigor, or uh, and then we have ovak. Ovak is actually supposed to be double A here, which is a city wall. When we have a city or a town or a village that is surrounded by a wall, so that wall is what we call the ovak. And then we have verb. Verb is maybe just to lose something, uh, like for a chicken to lose their feather. So verb verb chat. And then we have the word sound. The word sound, we have where, we have a what. Where is to throw away, or what is like a chance or so. And then we have one is wind or air. And then we have who walk. Who walk is like something that has gathered moisture, okay, something like that. And then we have who we. So me, I don't know what we is. What is who we? Or is it we?
We is a kind of describing maybe how water is flowing. So konani chongu we
Okay.
how
We.
can I
Then what about who walk?
who work is for
Is it like
example
it is walking? It is.
no who work is for example me and you now they give us food and I'm eating more than me. You are all right. I'm eating
Something that
more
is
than
more
you
than somebody.
and you work
Okay. Work. That's
is
uh,
rushing food.
hi, your network is breaking seriously. That we cannot be able to grab it very well.
It's
But
just like
then,
this
well,
one.
I
It's
believe
just
that
like this one that also says
okay,
Kodei.
okay, okay. Like when somebody, like if they give you a kati inside one akagba, inside one big tree, and then they gather all of you like this, then this one would want to finish before the other one, or to
Yes,
finish the
yes,
big portion.
yes.
Oh, oh,
That's it. When
oh.
you
That's like he's doing a yankanan inside.
yes. So it's a kind of rushing like this.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, oh, like gundum. Why gundum? Okay.
that's another word of Gundung. So Wuwo and Gundung they are
Okay.
all
Synonyms. Okay, so it's good. And then we have the next one, which is yak. Yak is grains, and then you to push, and then we have yok to lift something, and then yeah, something that is shabby, and then yet something that is good, or maybe to be is. And then we have the word, the sound z or z, dz sound or pure z sound. So we have John. John is the goat. Zang is a reward or something. And then we have Zuk. Zuk is millet. And then Z is we. And then Z is us. So these are just the basic consonant sounds of the Tiap language. They are very few, but apart from these very basic consonant sounds, we have what they call the digraphs. So these digraphs are like two letters combined together, and under digraphs we have sounds like the ba sound. For example, you hear ogban. Ogban is where we usually keep our grains in those days. And then we have bang, which is far away, and then we have bang, bang top. Well, let's just keep the meanings so that we'll be able to finish quick. We have entered 9 o'clock already, and it is very good that we finish up very quickly. And then we have but is just to tilt something, and then we have but is just to ignore. And then we have the ra sound. This is ba, and then this is a ra, like run is to be fast or to hurry up. And then we have ram, which is our native pizza, which we make from potato. We cook the potato. If we can't finish it, we cut it into pieces and throw it on top of the roof so that the sun will bake it very well. And then later on, when children come from city, to the village. We just carry them this thing and give to them as a welcome, to exercise their jaws, And then we have a rat. A rat is it the tree now, or the the body itself, the trunk of a thought? That's the Delep palm. Which of them is it, the tree itself or the
That is the tree, or
rat?
with
Three.
anything, put
Okay,
an
so this is the tree. Okay, and then we have go. So just take note of those ra. Whenever we have G and the H, always know that it is the r, r, r sound. And then we have the h, h. KH is h. And then we have a word like ham. Ham is a word like calabash. And then we have high. High is to select or to elect or to choose something. And then we have hap. Hap is just to like farm or cultivate, or maybe other meanings to separate. And then we have a ham. A ham is a farming process. And then we have a hat or cat. Well, it has its own meaning. But by the time we have the Tyap dictionary, it will be very good for us to have a dictionary, so that any word that you find difficult, you can always open to the dictionary, and then you know the meaning. But if you are finding difficult, please go to the group and ask what is the meaning of this, and then somebody will answer it for you. Or maybe you go to that Tialin group, and then you ask what is this one in Tiap, and then somebody will let you know. And then we have the pa sound. The pa sound, we have words like bang, that's to peck something or to hit something into the ground or something, or to peck something. And then we have bum, bum, or bum rather. So bum is just like a collection of something. And then we have potutut. Potutut has a meaning in Tiap. And then we have but is, well, is a load. And then we have a part. A part, this one is supposed to be like a capital letter A. But the major thing that we're supposed to take note of is this KP sound. Is pronounced ba. Okay, so this is ba. By the time we pronounce it like the Europeans, that's kpa. Then you know that we need to go and check whether you are really an Etiap person. So always know the sound, learn how to pronounce the sound very well, so that you have a certificate that you are a Etiap speaker, or you are an Etiap person. Otherwise, we'll just carry you and take you back to Europe, or maybe will take you back to Kano. So this is pa sound. Like the Hausas don't know how to pronounce this one, so they will always change this P to W. So if they are to pronounce this one, they will call it Kwang. They may not pronounce it very well even, so they will just say Kwan, and then this one they will call it Kwam, and then this one they will call it Kototut. So you are not a Hausa, right? So just try to learn how to pronounce this one very well, even though you are not born speaking the language, but you must know how to pronounce them. This is ba sound, this is ra sound, this is ha sound, this is pa sound, this is nga sound. Under the nga sound, we have nga, nga. So this is and then ga. By the time you omit one G, you are going to have nga, nga, and nga means uprooting something from the ground or something. And then we have nga, nga, g, a, nga. The same thing here. We have guan, guan. By the time you remove one G, it will become one. Well, you know that that is actually not the Tiap language. And then we have ngat, ngat. That's like uprooting something from the ground. And then we have nung, 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 nung. And then we have long, long. And then we have the nya sound, nya, nya, nya. Under the nya sound, we have nyak, cow, cattle, cat. And then we have nyuan, Nyan, chicken. We have nyen, you, a nyan. Who, nyak, nyak, ring. And then we have the sh sound. We have shan, stick. We have shoot, to warm something. And then we have shushok, which is uh, which is your chick. And then we have shit, shit. Well, it has its meaning. And we have shay. And then we have the tsa sound. The tsa sound, we have the word tsa to start or to begin something. We have tung, which is like so we have tung. Is this one now mass or something? Tung. Okay, so the stream is on. So let me go back again to my screen. So can we all see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
yes, we
okay.
can see.
So we have tung. Okay, so Ngwai. So we have the ta sound, we have ta, and then we have tung, and then we have tong, which is mushroom, and then we have a tinteang, and then we have tan, tan, that's crocodile. So these are the diagrams we have in the Tyap language. There are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And somebody will be wondering where is NW, this one, like one, for example. One is just a that NW is just a combination of NG and then the W sound. But then the G is omitted. We have treated this in the last class already. So let's take note of that very one. And then we have the long nasal sounds. We have the words like we have the long nasals like the we have and then we have the examples here we have man, and then we have bum, and then we have tam, then we have a tum, then we have a bam, and then here we have fun, we have tun, we have kun, we have gan, and then we have jin. Then right here we have chung, we have a kwang, we have chung, and then we have bang, and then we have chung chuang. So you can hear the way they are sounding like Vietnamese or Chinese, but then that is those are the long nasals that we have in okay, in the Tiab language. And then we have the labialized consonant sounds. We have the short ones and then we have the long ones. Now these labialized are the ones that we add W to. And the other here we have the sound. We have a buak, buok, bwom, and book. And then under the we have a wakuling treat, and then we have chwad, and then we have chuan, and then we have chuat. And then under the we have fuad, and then we have fuan, we have fun, we have tafwai, and then we have a tafwat. And then under the good, we have gorong, we have ogwag, we have ngwen, we have ogwam, we have a mangorong, and then we have the who, we have wak, we have wum, we have wok, we have one, and then we have a wop. And then we have the hua, we have examples like yi hua, we have hua, we have a hua, we have ho hua, and then we have hu hua. Then we have the jua sound or the labialized J. We have juad, we have a kajuat, we have jojuat, we have a tunjuat. And then we have the labialized K, we have kwang, we have kway, we have kwam, we have kui, and then we have zakwa. And then we have the labialized H sound. Examples we have a huan, we have a sakwat, we have huo, we have hu, and then we have takui, and then the labialized sound, we have mwang, we have mwom, we have agamui, and then we have mwai, and then we have mwok. Then we have the labialized nga sound, under which we have a wang rather, and then we have mwai, we have one, we have mwap, and then we have mwai, and then we have the labialized nya sound. We have nyuan, we have nyuang, we have nyuang, nyuang, and then we have nyuai, and then we have nyuat. And then next we have the labialized sound. Examples, we have pwat, we have poi, we have pwat, we have pomporum, and then we have pwap. Then we have labialized s sound, labialized s sound. Examples, we have swan, we have suswak, we have swai, we have swam, and then we have swayang. Then we have the labialized sh sound. Examples, we have shwat, we have shwai, we have shwak, we have shwayang, and then we have other shwak. Then we have the labialized t sound. We have swam, we have swam, we have twat, we have twat, we have tso, and then we have twa jwa, twa jwa. And then second to the last, we have labialized yi sound, under which we have a yuan, we have yuan, we have yo yua, we have yo yuak, and then we have yuai, and then lastly we have labialized z sound, under which we have zhuang, we have zhuat, we have zhua, we have dazhua, and then we have yezhuang. These are the labialized consonant sounds. And mind you, not all the consonant sounds have labialized version of them. We don't have labialized D sound, no. We don't have labialized ja. We don't have joy, like joy, JHW. We only have JHYW. Okay, so just take note of which consonant sound can be able to have a labialized version, and which one cannot have a labialized version. If it cannot have a labialized version, like T also doesn't have a labialized version, it has to be TS. So we can't have twi, it has to be TYWAI, not TWAI. And then we have the long labialized version, and not all those former ones have this long version. We only have labialized bu. For example, we have buak to turn, and then we have buo, we have buan, we have buon, and then we have buok. Then we have the long labialized first sound. We have fuam, we have a fuck, and then we have fuang, and then we have fuang, and then we have fuai, and then we have the long labialized sound, and then we have muat. Then right here we have mo, because this is the mu sound. Then we have the mo, and then we have muat. Then we have muan, we have muat, and then we have a muat. We are drawing it a bit because that's the long labialized version. And then the long labialized version of the s sound, we have swan, and then we have swai, and then we have susro, and then we have swasro, and then we have swat. And then right here we have the long labialized version of the t sound. And then under here we have swam, and then we have swai, and then we have swai, we have tree, and then we have swan. And then right here we have the vo sound, under which we have a vo, then we have vo, and then we have voi. Then right here, the last one, we have zwat, zwat rather, and then we have zwom, and then we have zwai, and then we have zwai. So you find out that you have to stress on this very one to give you the long labialized version. And as I said in our the last year's version, in Tyap, we are supposed to have BWW here, but then somehow the language board agreed that they should have the second W changed to a U instead of BWW. Then we're having BWWAK, but it's supposed to be like that anyway. But then just understand that this UA is not a diphthong. Instead, this one is a long vowel, labialized vowel sound, B sound. So this is you have it in your mind that this is supposed to be BWW, not BWU. But we only have one consonant here. I mean one vowel here. But this is a long consonant sound. Okay. And then we are getting very close. And then we have the palatalized consonant sounds. We have the short one. Under the short one, we have biat, biat to greet. We have biang, a version of bang, and then we have build, we have a build, and then we have build, and then we have tebyang. Then we have chop, we have cham, we have chat, we have chin, we have chat, and then we have chat. And then we have ndio, we have diang, we have diep, we have tediong, we have ndude, we have dem. And then here, the G, palatalized G, we have gyat, we have get, we have a young, we have tegit, we have gut, and then we have a yod. Then we have the palatalized R sound. We have yang, we have a yang, we have a yai, we have a yi, and then we have yung. And then we have the palatalized H sound, under which we have examples like hiap, we have hyod, and then we have hiet, and then we have hien hiam. And then under this palatalized ja sound, we have yang, we have yet, we have yen, we have je, we have yat, and then we have ji. Then we have the palatalized k sound. We have kayak, we have kai, we have kyung, we have a kyong, we have kekiak, and then we have kekiet. Then we have the palatalized la sound, under which we have examples like liap, we have liang, we have lien, we have liud, we have Italian. And then we have palatalized sound, we have miang, we have mium, we have miram, we have miat, and then we have miet. And then under the palatalized p sound, we have piat, we have pirum, we have piat, then we have pepiap. Then the palatalized sound, we have tiong, we have a tiam, we have tu, we have tentiang. Then we have two special palatalized versions which we use only in few dialects. We have kagbiang, and then we have biat, and then we have the palatalized plus sound, under which we have pi, and then we have biat. In other Tiap dialects, they pronounce this one as kogbang without the y, and then they pronounce this one as but instead of biat. And then some this other dialect they pronounce pi instead of pi, and then this one they pronounce it as biat instead of but. Okay, and then we have the long palatal version. This is the last version of these very consonant sounds. And then we have the long one. Also, like the W, have it in mind that this one is supposed to be a Y. So this is the stressed palatal version of the burst sound. So under which we have Ziat. And mind you, sometimes when you are pronouncing it, sometimes it sounds like there's a Z here. So excuse some of us that will pronounce it with a Z sound. So this is like Ziat, and then this is a bjek, and then this is bjek, and then this is a bjek. And then we have the long palatal version of ch sound. Then we have chan, and then we have a chian. Then we have a chich, a chichio, and then we have a chio. Then we have the long palatal version of the d sound. We have ntiat, and then we have ntia. Then we have the long palatal version of the h sound. We have hiap. Sometimes if some people pronounce it, it's like there's an S somewhere here. So it sounds like siap, siap. So this is siap or hiap. And then this is here. Some people will pronounce it like here. Sounds like an S. And then here, hiam, here, hiam. And then this is hiak. This one also sounds like there's an S when some people pronounce it. So it sounds, this one sounds like siak, siak. Well, kiak, and then this is kiai, and then this is kiat, and then this is the long palatal version of the last sound. Here we have a lia. This one here, it sounds like there's a Z somewhere here. A lia, and then you have liai, then you have liat, and then we have lien. And then the long palatal version of the sound, we have the miai, we have mian, and then we have mia, and then we have miam, and then we have the well, this one I don't know whether to call it a long palatal version because it's carrying a y but it's just a normal I. So we have nia, and then we have nyak, and then we have a nyung, and then a nyung, and then we have a nyuk, And then we have the long palatal version of the put sound. We have a pure, and then we have pure, and then we have pure, and then we have a tempure. Then we have the long palatal version of the t sound. We have tiai, we have tier, we have tiet, and then we have tiang, tiang, a piece of something. And then we have, okay, that's the second one. And then we have the palate labial consonant 1 and then palate labial consonant 2. Under the palate labia, this one is ordinarily supposed to be a W here. So this one is supposed to be tree or tree, rat, tree, planting. But then, well, I don't know why they changed this one to from W now to U, but this one is tree and then this is chuo, chuo, chu o, chu o, chu e, chu o, chu ang, Ubuntu, and then E. So this is tree, this is chuo, this is chuang, and then this is Ubuntu. And then we have the palate labial version of the R sound. We have UI, and then you have UAP, then we have a UI, and then you have a UUI. And then we have the palate labial version of the ja sound. And then here we have UI, then you have UI, and then we have jo. Then we have the palate labial version of the k sound, and then we have qap, and then we have quack, we have qq, and then we have q. Then we have the palate labial version of the last sound. We have yo. Yesterday we have yo you are. Then you have yo you am, and then we have the palate. Well, this one is just a it's supposed to be a a labial version of the nya sound, but then we are having it here. And the examples we have nyo, and then we have nui, and then we have azano nyo. And then the last one here, we have the palate labial version of the sha sound. And right here we have gasho as an example, and then we have shu as an example. And then the second one has a W instead of a U here. So there are only about 5 of them right here. And examples under the ju, we have jui, then you have hui, and then you have quat here, although it's supposed to be quad for singular, and then you have a qua, and then you have qua the pure, and then you have a quay or a quay, and then we have the palate labial version of the last sound. We have lui, and then we have a lui, and then you have luat, and then we have the last one, the palate labial version of the third sound. We have chuai, and then we have chuai, and then we have chuat. Now we have very short one to go. Then we have the tone markings. Now we have to pronounce these ones according to the tonation, because Tyap actually has about 6 different or more than that. Studies are still ongoing about those tonal levels of Tyap. We have the high one, or the rising, or the acute, and then we have the obtuse, or so this is the low version, and then we have the mid, the and then we have the rising, falling, and then we have the falling, we have the flat. For example, if you say by, that's rising, but if you say John, John is falling. But if you just say but, or maybe you just say build, no, that one doesn't fall on that. Maybe you just say a can. So that can at the last part of it, that's just a neutral. And then we have the rising one. It will fall first, then it will rise. Maybe just shung, for example. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing the phantom way or the Mabodo way, but I bet I guess you understand. And then we have the rising, falling. For example, vag, or maybe vag. Although it is A falling first, then the second A is falling, or rising and falling. That's vag. And then we have the flat. For example, sometimes I call this sometimes musical tone. For example, if I want to say NEPA, or maybe I want to say Esther, so that at the end of it there, it sounds musical. So this one is just labeled as flat right here. And then we have different words, about 20 of them, with different pronunciations. I may not be able to pronounce it very well, but you try to pronounce it very well. maybe by the time we meet in person, we'll be able to practicalize on how to pronounce these ones very well. So if I'm to pronounce it, I may not pronounce it the right way. So let me just keep this ones. But we have some examples about tonation. Tonations are very important in the Tyap language because sometimes, especially for the G words, that's the only way we determine whether it's a singular word or a plural word. For example, we have example one, Zonjung. Zonjungja, that it is one goat, but Zonsuyangja, there are two goats. So this one is Zon, falling tone, but we don't mark the falling tone in Tyap. We only mark the rising tone. That's Zon instead of marking both falling and rising. And then the second example says, a nangnung, he or she gave to me, dashed me something. But this one is a nangnung, this one is a nangnung, this one is a low tone, this one is a high tone. This one is a he or she or it. Then this one, they, you are not definite if it is benangnung or nanangnung. But this one is just anangnung, just in between anangnung. And then these are notes. The research is still ongoing on the Tyap tonation or the tones. And then in some languages like Tyap, the more recurring tone is left unmarked. Just as I said, the low tone is not marked in Tyap, but the high tone is marked. And then this is just to make it look neat, you know. And then in Tyap, the low tone is most frequent, so we don't mark it, just like the word tone. So we are going to pause here. This is the last part of the whole thing. So on the 24th of July, except otherwise, we are going to meet again, and then we are going um, to have our next lesson. But the next lessons are not going to be as long as this. And then we have an assignment here. The assignment is write down one word that changes from L to. And please don't copy from what we have already given you. Just find another word. Don't use the same lien that was given to you and then put Indian here. Find another word. Then find another word also that changes from L to D, and then from nga is added, where nga is added to W, and then where g is added to w, and then where ng is added to y, and then where g is added to y. And then for all the classes of the vowels and consonants of the Tyap language, write down one word. In other words, in your notebook, all these ones, give us one word outside of what is here. One word, one, right from the very beginning here. One word that is not here, that has an A here, another word that has an that is not here already, and then up to the very last one here, up to two. Give us one word that is not here, that we didn't mention. So if you have, okay, before then, there's a statement by a man called Ludwig Wittgenstein. So he said that if we spoke in a different language, we would perceive a somewhat different world. In other words, if you think like an Englishman, maybe you look at the English, the word in the Englishman's sense. But if you speak the Tyap language, you are going to perceive the word in the Tyap speaking man's sense. And if you speak the Hausa language, well, you are going to always consider the word in the way the Hausa man considers. So be mindful of which language you speak. And if you want to think like a Tyap person, then maybe you can start to learn how to speak and read and write the Tyap language. And then a statement from yours faithfully says, the language you speak shapes your impact in your community. In other words, if you speak the Tyap language often, then you need, or rather, you are going to see the needs of developing the Tyap language. But if you are a Hausa speaker, you will never see the use of developing the Tyap language. You always see the use or the need to develop the Hausa language. Because we are using the Hausa language in our churches, that's why we are having our people promoting Hausa music. Well, it is good to promote Hausa music, yes, but for us, it is killing our language. And the only thing we have to do is to begin to do the other things that we are supposed to be doing before now. Think in your own language to make impact in your own language. And if you have any questions about this very lesson, then please contact us in the Tyap Wikimedians User Group through this very wiki link or through our email, or you can speak with Kuyet. So this is the end of our lesson. Once again, my name is Kamba, and thank you all for staying to this very moment. We have spent over 2 hours here, and many of us have gone. But for those who are able to stay, thank you very much. So this is the end of our lesson today. Ngwai. But anyone with question? So we are just about three of us, four of us.
Okay, so well done, combine. Well done. This one today is a long ride. It's a very
Very,
long,
very one.
long ride.
Very one.
Yes, but for those who have stayed, I believe they will find value for their time which they have stayed on this lesson today. So special thanks to uh, is it to be trusted and Sankwai.
That's
So
explainable.
okay, awesome. So that's great. So thank you very much, everyone, for being with us from the beginning to this moment. We want to say a big, big thank you to all of you. Meanwhile, we for those of us who are here, we have sent a form on the chat. You just see this a data reimbursement form just to encourage us uh, based on what we are doing here. So on this note, I don't know if anybody have a question before we wrap or any comment. Okay. All right then. So thank you very much. We appreciate all your time. And as Kambarale said, the next session is coming up on the 24th of July. And we look forward to having each and every one of you. And it promises not to be this long. Yeah, it
So,
promises not to be this long. So we hope that we'll just exalt that one within the speculated time and then everybody goes. So thank you once again for taking your time to be with us. My name is Kuyet, and on behalf of the Tyap Wikimedians User Group, the organizers for this bootcamp, we want to appreciate you and say stay tuned, and we hope to see you again next week. And just so you know, this session is being recorded as well. You can always go back and watch the recordings anytime, any moment. So, from me to you, I just want to say thank you and do have a good night rest, everyone. Bye bye.
so phone value. Bye bye.
And just for emphasis, we have our assignment. Please, let's try to keep up with our assignment. I think on this call now is Sankwai. I just received your assignment earlier today. So well done. And to our very big friend here, Ben, uh, we hope that you also key in and see how you can be able to run the assignments as well. It is important. So thank you, everyone. And good night.
So, it was quite phone value.
Janjani Shikan.